Sometimes life brings us challenges, and when attorney Ron Johnson goes to work every day, he's ready to fight for you. Ron Johnson represents clients in personal injury and wrongful death cases, provides mediation in matters such as wills and real estate transactions, and assists with Social Security disability. His goal is to serve his community and help his clients navigate complicated systems to access the benefits and fair treatment they are entitled to by law. He'll make sure you understand your rights and responsibilities and won't leave you behind to fend for yourself. Ron Johnson's office is local, and he is accessible to work with you personally, whether face-to-face, by phone, or video conference. Let his 53 years of experience help guide you to peace of mind and the best possible outcome in your case. Your first consultation is free. Charges for Social Security disability services are subject to approval by the Social Security Administration. Call the law office of Ron B. Johnson at 972-938-7163 or visit www.lawofficeofronjohnson.com to schedule your free consultation.
Welcome to Becky's Kitchen. I'm Becky Lynn, and this is my happy place. I love to be in the kitchen, baking, cooking, anything like that. And especially this time of year, I have a good excuse to make all kinds of sweets and goodies. And one thing that I do every year, I have a friend that has a cookie swap. And so that's where you make a batch of cookies and you take it, and everybody brings a batch and you mix it all up and you come home with this big assortment of cookies. So really, all year long, I'm on the hunt for a different cookie recipe. And sometimes, I always do a different one, but this year I found a winner. And it is so good. It's called Toffee Cranberry Crisps. And so that's what we're going to make today in Becky's Kitchen. Whenever I'm baking, especially when I'm baking, I measure everything out before I ever do any of the mixing and all of that, because baking is pretty precise. And you don't want to put baking soda if it needs to be baking powder and so on. So I put everything out, and then it's just a matter of following in the order. So I wanted to show you what these cookies have, and even by just looking at the ingredients, you'll know why I said they are good. They have the flour, but they also have quick oats, not old-fashioned, but quick oats, which gives them a little crunch. And then they have brown sugar and white sugar, 3/4 cup of each, a cup of butter, and yes, real butter, please. 1 egg. This is the teaspoon of baking soda, vanilla, and notice what this vanilla says, Becky's Kitchen Vanilla, because I made it. It's very easy to make. You buy some vanilla beans, and then I use spiced rum. You put the vanilla beans in the bottle, pour it full of spiced rum, and it's really good. Here's the best part. Heath toffee chips. They're like the inside of a Heath bar without the chocolate. Mini chocolate chips. So it's not a real strong chocolate presence, but just enough to even people that don't like chocolate like it. And dried cranberries. Now, these are like craisins. You could use craisins. I did at one time. The only thing I did is I did chop them up a little bit because they're kind of big. So I put those in. You mix those all together. And now when it comes time for it to add in the recipe, they're already mixed together. And so the first thing you do almost in every cookie recipe that I've ever made is you start with the sugar and the butter. And so that's what we're going to do now. And I am also going to introduce you to the newest member of Becky's Kitchen. Her name is Ellie, and she's originally from France. And she is very new to the kitchen. So there's bells and whistles that I haven't figured out yet, but I think I can get the eggs and the sugar mixed. So we'll pour, this is softened butter. You want to mix it until it's kind of fluffy. Okay, let's see if I can do this. See the light? But that's so neat. Oh, I got it. Yeah. It also came with this neat spatula so you can scrape down the sides, but you can actually see everything that's going on in there. Just do this for about 5 minutes to get it fluffy and airy. Now maybe I can turn it up a little bit. Yeah. I had the butter out all day, but it's kind of a cold day, so it wasn't probably as warm as it should have been. But there it goes. When it starts to get fluffy and creamy, I will add the egg and the vanilla. Okay, get that. Okay, I'm going to turn it down real low. Add the egg. A teaspoon of vanilla. I always put a little bit more because I think vanilla is fabulous. Doesn't matter. Now turn it up a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to turn it way down because I'm adding the dry ingredients and I don't want them flying all over the kitchen. You really should do this gradually, but I never have that patience. Okay, it'll be very slow at first. This mixer knows when the dough is going to be stiff and it increases the engine power. I read that. So I'll gradually, when you're doing the flour in it, you do not want to overbeat. So just enough to get it all mixed in. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, through experience, because I've made this recipe several times, I know that you cannot put this in and stir it around. It's much too stiff. So we're going to do it by hand. It gives you a workout, I'm telling you. It's worth it. You just want to get it all incorporated so you don't, have too much chocolate in one part and all that. I think from experience, it's better to do a little bit at a time. So just get in there and stir it around. And with this glass bowl, I can actually see where it needs. This is so cool. Okay. Oops. Now, after I get it all mixed up, I'm going to be making it into rolls about 12 inches long and maybe 2 inches wide. And you have to put it in the fridge. But the cool thing about this is I had some of this cookie dough in the fridge for at least 2 weeks. And whenever we wanted cookies, we could just take it out and cook a few, or if you wanted a lot, so that's cool. It's kind of like slice and bake. Okay. Now, another thing I learned, to make the rolls, you take out a hunk of dough and kind of start it in your hands because you want it to be in a long roll. Then this won't be as long as normal, but put it in some wax paper and then you can just start smooshing it out and you can get it the size you want. It can be any size you want, really. And then it's already in the wax paper ready to go in the fridge. And it should stay in there about 2 hours because it's a little too soft to slice and bake now. That's all it is. And, it's really easy. So I happen to have one that's been in the fridge. And I'm going to take off these gloves. And we're going to bake some cookies. I'll use Pam. When these cookies are done, you let them sit for about no more than a minute. and then you put them on a rack to cool because they are crisp and sweet, and they will stick to the pan even if you have a pan. So here we go. It said make them, cut them about a 1/2 inch wide. Kind of experimented with that too. That makes it pretty, they do spread out. Okay. Now, I also learned to put your other hand, and you don't want to cut your finger off, but you do want to hold it together, and the end we'll see that. Okay, so here we go. You can clean up the edges a little bit. Sometimes they want to break off right there, but you just stick it back together. It said 2 inches apart. So I'll just make a few now, and then, you know, the rest of the roll, stick it back in the fridge. Then we'll be ready for the next time. They cook from 8 to 10 minutes. You can check them at 8. Depends on how thick you've made your cookies. And then, you know, when they're golden on top, they're ready to come out. Okay, so here we go. Ready to bake. 350 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes. I'll put those in the oven. All right, here they are, the toffee cranberry crisp cookies. And of course, I've tested them before, but you know, I have to test them every time because you know, mostly I can eat 1 or 2 cookies and I'm good. These, they're addictive and they are delicious. Let me see. Our crunchy crisp. The butter of the Heath bar, the toffee, the little bit of chocolate, and then there's a little tart bite of cranberry. They're delicious. I hope you'll try these, and the recipe will be on our website, ellisdownhome.com, Becky's Kitchen. And because it's holiday season, I wish you joy, peace, hope, and love for the season and for the coming year. Bye-bye. See you next time.
Christ is born. Glorify him. I'm Tom Connally, your local leadership coach. This Christmas will be our 3rd in Waxahachie, and we want to tell you how blessed we are to be here in Ellis County and Texas. In our military service, we have lived in a few foreign countries and a variety of places here in the U.S. We searched for 2 years before settling here and are very thankful. Thankful for the friends we've made, our neighbors, associates in business, Baylor Scott and White Hospital, Waxahachie, the Waxahachie Chamber of Commerce, the DownHome and Waxahachie Sun family, and our church. We are thankful for the United States, the greatest nation ever, and the great state of Texas. We are especially thankful for all of our law enforcement officers, first responders, and our Marines and service members, particularly those deployed in harm's way. We ask you to keep them in your prayers. Hold your loved ones close and remember the great gift. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. And remember, all things are possible through prayer and heavy deadlifts. And from all of us at Connally Consulting and the Connallys of Waxahachie, we wish you a very Merry Christmas, peace, and goodwill in the new year. I'm Tom Connally.
Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining me today. So today I have started working on all of my Christmas decorations and getting my Christmas list together. So I'm going to make just an easy DIY Christmas gift that's good for coworkers, neighbors, teacher gifts maybe, and some friends. So what I'm going to put together is a little DIY cocoa gift. So I found these at Hobby Lobby. They were 60% off, so I bought quite a few of them. And then I just have all of the things for cocoa. So hot cocoa, I have some chocolate sprinkles, marshmallows, and peppermint, and then we're going to just decorate it when we put it all together. You can put anything you want in yours. I found these little round peppermint candies. These are also great for melting in the oven, and you can use them as like a serving tray. They're super cute for parties. But I like the the buttermints that are peppermint, those are really great for melting in your hot chocolate. So if you find those work better for it. Or if you can find the peppermint sticks, you can stir your hot chocolate, and sometimes I even put that in my peppermint tea. So I'm just going to fill these up. You are going to want to make sure that you wash your jars and that you wash your hands. And if you had a funnel, this would be a lot easier. I just did not happen to bring one with me today. And I can never film these at my house because I have really loud dogs and it's just kind of dark in my space. So I just come out to the studio to do this. And sometimes I forget to bring a few things. So I'm using dark chocolate cocoa. But again, you can use whatever you want. Or you can get the Swiss Miss that already has the mini marshmallows in there. And then you can put something else in one of your tubes instead of marshmallows. Or you could do a group of 3 instead of a group of 4. You can do it however you'd like, or you could just make them all in one tube. And so have your hot cocoa on the bottom, maybe some marshmallows, maybe some sprinkles, and do it that way. You can make a lot more. I like these because who doesn't like cocoa? It's a nice small gift just to let people know that you're thinking about them. You don't have to spend a ton of money, because I know when you're trying to make sure that you include everyone, it can get to be pretty expensive. But it's also not just a little knickknack that is going to go in the trash or it's just going to hang around. I get a lot of little knickknacks, and sometimes it's frustrating because I don't like to waste things and I don't like to throw them away. Okay, so here we go. We've got the cocoa. Next, we'll do some marshmallows. It is a very good idea to make sure you wash your hands before you start touching all the food. And wash your jars out. And I believe that I saw tiny marshmallows, like the ones that come in the hot chocolate. I think you can buy those in bags, and I think they come in different colors as well. I'm pretty sure that I've seen that. Next, we're going to put our peppermint in. Or you could also put some white chocolate chips. That would be great. White chocolate chips, or even chocolate chips. You can get mint chocolate chips in the baking section of any grocery store. And I know they have a lot of different varieties now that it's the holidays, not just Christmas. Okay. Maybe if I could open this. I might need to get my scissors. Let's try it this way. Just gonna cut a corner of this. This had one of those resealable tops, but I don't think that it was working very well. Okay, let's use this lid. Just pour these in here. It would also be really cute if you had the sugar sprinkles. Maybe red and green Christmas sprinkles, but I love chocolate. There we go. It's also fun to do a cocoa bar at work for birthdays or events. I don't know if you celebrate birthdays in your office, but they're fun. Okay, here we go. Oh no. Okay, so put the lid on. So now we have all of our containers with all of our cocoa. So I have my glue gun. I'm going to glue these together. The thing about hot glue and glass is that it peels off. It will secure a little better if you take some sandpaper and rub it along the surface of where you plan to put the glue. So I'm just kind of looking at where it touches at the top, and then I'm gonna secure it there and just hold it for a minute, and it really doesn't take that long. Actually, I think I'm gonna move it down a little bit so that okay, let's do this over. See, easy to peel off. The ribbon is gonna go around the middle, so you want to put the glue closer to the middle. So let's do that. There we go. We'll put those together and secure the sprinkles and the mints together. Okay, and now I'm just going to do them together like this. Make sure it's even. There we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, so earlier I cut a piece of ribbon just to kind of get an idea of the size that I would need. I'm going to shorten this up a little bit. I think it would look better if the ribbon were thinner. You could see more of what's in the jars. I couldn't find any thinner ribbon that I liked that was kind of Christmassy. So, well, let me rephrase that. I found some, not at home. I didn't have any at home. So I ran to Hobby Lobby, and I think the Christmas ribbon is 60% off right now, but it was still $8.99, and I was not interested in paying that. Okay, so I'm going to secure the loose ends to the back. I'm just going to use a little bit of glue for that. I might have waited too long and my glue cooled off. Okay. It's a little long in the back, so I just folded that over. I'm going to just add a little, put that on a little bit quicker. There we go. And then I will do the edges. Okay. And now I just have a few little garnishments. So I think I might just bend this. And that way, whoever gets it can reuse it. I'm going to stick that in the middle. Okay. Then I'm just going to put a little bit on one of the leaves here, just to secure it to the lid, so it doesn't move around a lot. And then we'll grab a few, and even move that around. Add a few of these. Let's see. I don't know how difficult these are going to be to cut. Oh, but I think I can rip it. No, this is wire that's been wrapped. Definitely need to cut it. I'll just do a few. The stem is too long and it's too thick, to stick it in there. Oops. So I'm just going to use the smaller pieces. I hope I'm not making them too small. These things keep popping off. Okay, I'm just going to put a little bit there and stick it in there. And get rid of my strings. And one more, we'll do one more back here. And there you go. And you could also just do one tube that has the chocolate on the bottom, the marshmallows in the middle, and maybe just do ribbon around it or just a little bow on top, and you could just make one and you can make more. But this is my easy go-to Christmas gift for just neighbors, teachers, friends, just to let people know that you're thinking about them, and just to wish them a Merry Christmas. So I hope you guys have some great ideas. If you have any, feel free to leave them in the comments and let me know what you think. Have a great day. Thank you.
Welcome to the Waxahachie ISD Administration Building, formerly known as the Ferris Elementary School. The schoolhouse was originally built in 1911 in response to the growth of the community in the area. After 63 years as a working school, the building was repurposed into the Waxahachie ISD Administration offices. As we make our way upstairs, you will see a large gathering room. Today, this is where we host our school board meetings. In the past, it was used as an auditorium. Throughout the upstairs hallway and in the boardroom, you will see many trees. These trees were decorated with ornaments handmade by our students across the district. Also located upstairs is our financial department. As you can see, there are tons of original features still intact in this building. The tin ceilings and moldings are all original, as well as the hardwood floors and paintable raised wallpaper seen throughout the building. Next, we will head into our conference room, where Pastor Bruce Zimmerman with Waxahachie Bible Church graciously shared his trains with us this season. We were so happy to open our doors this Christmas season to the community. Please stop by and say hi anytime. Our home is your home. Merry Christmas.